Namaste. I am Dr. Robert Henry Schwenk, aka Dr. Bob for you, coming to you from Norwalk, Ohio, in studio for you. Please know that all contact information that you might like to have can be found at the end of this video. Avoid mind-spirit poisons. Do you feel like you have been mentally or spiritually poisoned? Here are 3 of those poisons to avoid. Smog poisons our air. Using waterways as sewage disposal contaminates our drinking water. Many are the examples in an adulterated world. We need to be mindful, too, of the contaminants that corrupt our minds and spirits. Here are 3 to avoid at any cost. 1. Hatred is a significant poison. When you develop this emotion within yourself, you have invited corruption into your life. It will eat you alive. Ordinary steel will rust to dust if not tended to. Hatred is like that rust. It's a blight upon your soul and mind. It will consume you as you spend more and more time and more energy maintaining the idea of hating someone. This does not mean that you need forget the incident that caused you to begin to hate. That would be foolish. You need to protect your mind and spirit from persons who would only cause you harm. Remembering the episode and trying to avoid the person who cultivated the hate within you will serve you well. Give up hatred, however. Do not hold a grudge. Eliminate that corruption from your mind and spirit. You see the difference between remembering and hating? Protect yourself by remembering the problem, but do not allow yourself the abomination of hatred. 2nd, give up attachment to all things and people. Attachment is one of the main causes of suffering in your life. All things pass away. Sorry to be so blunt. This is the truth, however. When you set yourself up to adhere to things and people, you will suffer. This does not mean that you cannot love. It does not mean that you need to remember. It does mean, however, that you need to remember that that person will be gone from your life someday. Or if you build your whole life around a thing, say a vintage auto in fantastic shape, and someone steals the car, your whole world would collapse. Even attachment to your own life can exacerbate your personal suffering. I know that it's very difficult not to hold on to someone or something. We sometimes think these things or people are the anchors of our lives. Without them, we think, we would be adrift on an angry sea. However, when you set aside all attachments, you will find the anchor of yourself in this moment. In other words, you will have eliminated another poison from your life. Now, 3rd, ignorance is an insidious contamination of your mind spirit. This does not mean that you must know everything. That's impossible in any case. But take elections as an example. During election season, we see all kinds of ads on television, through the mail, and even via pre-recorded phone calls. As time wears on, these ads seem to be more and more negative. To keep the poison of ignorance away from your life, you need to find the truth about and behind these ads. You may need to take action in order to be an informed voter. You do that in many ways, not the least of which is to go to the candidate's website if they have one. Read there what the candidate really stands for. In other words, do not take political campaign ads as gospel truth. Find out what is really going on. Of course, this method of leading yourself out of ignorance is a good idea for any area of life. Have you a medical condition, for example? Instead of fearing this disease, you can confront it more effectively when you know what you are dealing with. Many avenues of knowledge are open to you in these days of the information age. Discover what you can to help fight back against the disease that haunts you. So there are 3 mind poisons to avoid: hatred, attachment, ignorance. When you find any of these in your life, strive for the antitoxin. You'll find yourself in a better situation. Very quickly. This has been Dr. Bob for you. Remember, comments are always welcome. See you next time. May you and all sentient beings know happiness and the root of happiness.